It's time for a reset. Today is the beginning of June 2021. When operating budgets were put together in the fall and winter of 2020, there was a whole lot of guessing. There weren't a whole lot of facts. I think budgets were very cautious. There was a lot of crystal ball gazing. And frankly, we didn't know when the world was going to start to take some steps forward, didn't know about vaccinations and how they were going to roll out, et cetera, et cetera. So today's the beginning of June 2021. We know a whole lot. And I think it's very important that for communication with ownership and expectation levels, it's time for a reset of your financial forecasting, a reset of your business strategy, reintroducing a strong expectation level with your ownership, and also getting your team aligned. So let's talk about that for a moment. Regarding your reforecasting, number one, you know a whole lot more now than you did then. You have 5 months of operational experience in relationship to your rental program, your rent rates, what your occupancy is, and you're in a far better position now than you were 9 months ago to forecast the rest of the year. Keep in mind, we have 7 more months to make an impact on that financial statement. And I think it's important that the reset happens now. Second piece, you're also going to be looking at, when we look at the components of the forecast, you're going to look at the income components, and you want to take a look at your strategy. What are you doing for renewal increases? How much are you getting, and how much do you want to get? Are you balancing that with a strategy of, let me hold tight on my renewals, let me manage occupancy, let me stabilize occupancy, and stable the resident experience for those that have gone through the last year and a half with you. So that has to be talked about. You have two big issues to deal with still. Number one, evictions. Number two, write-offs. You certainly have a sense now of your collections and what you're getting on a monthly basis. You also know your delinquency lists. You know who's in line for evictions. Don't quite know how that's going to roll out. The eviction moratorium is ending at the end of June. So you need to take all that into consideration. You also need to look at your write-offs. You know what success you've had as far as obtaining federal funding to help those residents that have been in arrears as a result of COVID get help, but only you know that. So there's still going to be a certain amount of guessing that's going to have to happen, but it's educated guessing, nothing like it was 6 or 9 months ago. When we talk about expenses and CapEx, first thing you need to do is look at your property. You need to go out and have a good, thorough inspection of your property. And when you do that, you then need to go out to your competition and take a look. Simply put, what's your position in the marketplace? Has it changed over the last year and a half? Both expenses and CapEx have been deferred. Now on expenses, there are certain things that you had to spend as a result of COVID needs, and you were doing that. But when you look at how your property appears, what's the cosmetic curb appeal, how's your comps, that all ties into what your rental strategy is going to be. You got some re-strategizing to do in a business plan as well as your financial plan. Also, it's going to reset expectation levels. I would suggest you may even want to do what you would call a realistic reforecast for the next 7 months or 6 months. And you may want to do a little bit aggressive, so there's a range. But it's also going to open up communication with your owner, so you get on the same page. And then operationally, your team has to be aligned. There's a positivity that's going on right now in our industry. Things are happening. People are out. It's summer. It's leasing season. Pools are going to be open. There's a normalcy that's starting to happen. You want to catch that wave, and you want to make sure that everybody is on that positive wave, because you're going to ride that wave for 21 and right into 22. So I would suggest that now's the time. Seize the moment. Let's get a better financial projection in front of us, hit it, and ride the wave of success. I'd love to be able to help you put that together and keep the focus on your properties and on your teams. Something to be said.